Greetings, fellow children of time and space. I know that might have not been as energetic as I usually do, but to be quite perfectly honest, I feel awful. I feel absolutely awful. Because, once again, my insomnia decided to rear its ugly head. And I didn't get a wink of sleep last night. And everything just hurts. It's like my eyes are red and itchy. I had to take some Clear Eyes to help soothe my exhausted eyes. My stomach feels queasy. I feel like I have to throw up. I'm constantly in and out of the bathroom. Basically, it just feels like my entire body wants to shut down. But unfortunately, since this morning, I can't really find a way to exhaust myself enough to pass out. Like I'm physically incapable of taking naps, which sucks. So, today's episode is going to be a bit different. Usually, I try to complete an entire segment in an Ace Attorney video, but I really don't feel up to this. So, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to play but so much of today's episode. I'm probably going to cut it in half, and then probably I'll finish the rest of the segment in the next video. But I'm only going to be playing so much of today's episode. I'll probably go for at least like 30 minutes or so, and I'm going to end the video there. If I'm not finished with the episode by then it's whatever. I am so tired. Ugh. Anyway, we're going to continue right where we last left off in the last live stream, and we're going to try and get some content done. That way, I'm still reaching my quota of posting a video each and every single day. I wish I had something else recorded in advance to actually upload today, but unfortunately I don't. And I don't feel like going to play anything like Ultra Rumble or Gekshin Squadra and just call it a day with that. It's like, no thank you. Anyway, we're going to get started. So without further ado, let's get started on our way to today's adventure and see what's in store for us. And my nose is still running. Like, usually whenever it's like any kind of wind chill in the house, or even if it's kind of nippy outside, my nostrils tend to get stuffy, and it's just constantly running. I'm running, and it's usually only one side of my nose that gets stuffed up. So, April 6th, 11:23 a.m., District Court, Courtroom Number 3. Is the defense ready to proceed? You bet! Bring it on, Big G! The prosecution has been ready for some time. The original attorney in this case, Rosie Ringer, was murdered, while the original prosecutor, Eustace Winter, has disappeared. So Fender and Franziska have taken over in their places. Very well. Let me begin by apologizing for the delayed start to these proceedings. The crime we are here to adjudicate took place in a prison, an institution of the judiciary. What's more, the fact that the defendant was the warden of said prison carries grave implications. These two factors combined cause pre-trial preparations to take more time than usual. And then, the unfortunate passing of the attorney in charge, Miss Rosie Ringer, delayed the trial yet further. But now we are ready to begin at last. Mr. Fender, Miss Von Karma, the court thanks you both for stepping in at such short notice. Hey, no sweat. Rosie was your pal, right? And this was her last case. Couldn't exactly say no, could I? You'll have to bear with me, though, gang. Didn't exactly get a ton of time to read the paperwork. How about you, Fran? Everything cool over on your side? It's hardly ideal for the prosecutor in charge of the case to have run off and abandoned it. But justice can't sit around waiting for him to grow a spine. The evidence has just been handed to me, so yes, I'm ready. Thank you both. Very well. Bring the accused Miss Fifi LaGuardia to the stand. I invite the prosecution to make its opening statement. Alright, the accused was... Let me stop you right there, darling. What is it, Miss LaGuardia? Oh, I was just wondering if you could tell me something. That something being why on earth I'm here. Perhaps the opening statements will clarify that for you. But will they, dear? Really? Fine, carry on if you must. I fully intend to. If you could stay quiet for one moment. The murder in question happened at the prison where Miss LaGuardia worked as warden. The victim, one Bronco Knight, was being held in a detention center, but the prosecution's case will show that Miss LaGuardia took him from the holding cells and murdered him, and she did so with this knife. Huh? Is something the matter, Miss Von Karma? How could that... No, the evidence! What gives, Fran? Everything okay? The murder weapon. It's not here! And neither is Butted Hama Chicanis' chisel. What? Say it ain't so! Silence! Silence! Miss Von Karma, explain yourself. I wish I could, Your Honor. No murder weapon, And what exactly are we all doing here? Really, darling, you shouldn't volunteer to prosecute a case if you can't even keep the evidence safe. I can only work with what the previous prosecutor gave me. Little boy winner strikes again. Hey, G, what is it, Mr. Fender? Guess we know where this is going, huh? Let's kick this one down the road a little further, shall we? The court hereby denies the defense's request. What? Don't be like that. What's the dealio? She's absolutely right, of course. We simply can't have any more delays. Let's get on and show everybody how wonderfully innocent I am, shall we?
Objection!
Innocent? I'll thank you to take this seriously. Oh, but I am, darling, and you don't have any evidence. You just said so yourself. In the courtroom, evidence is everything. Haven't I heard that somewhere before? And without any, you can't charge me with anything. Isn't that right, Verity, darling? It is. What? What? Without the items in question, the prosecution's case against the defendant cannot proceed. As such, this court hereby declares the accused, Fifi LaGuardia, not guilty. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold the phone there, hasty pants! You can't go dropping a verdict just like that! Forgive me, but why is the defense objecting to his client being acquitted? Don't be cute, kiddo. You know as well as I do that little Miss Warden over there is guilty as all heck. And as for the murder weapon, you were right there when we found it. Mr. Fender, it is incumbent upon this court to see that fair judgment is afforded to all. And as the instrument of the court, I cannot allow my experiences or opinions to interfere with my work. You must think of the Judge Gavelle who was present when the murder weapon was found, and the Judge Gavelle you see before you in the courtroom today as two entirely different people. Gee, you're killing me here! I have no choice but to pass judgment based on the evidence available. And we have that evidence, just not here. Give me some time, just a little. I'll find it, I swear to you. The prosecution hereby requests a recess. Oh, yeah, the defense does that too. Come on, Your Honor. Don't do us like this. Very well. The court accepts the request. Really, Verity? You won't help anybody bowing to pressure like that, you know. There will be a 15-minute recess. I suggest that both the prosecution and the defense use the time well. Understood. Phew! Save for the bell, huh? Very well. We will reconvene in 15 minutes. April 6, 11:38 a.m., District Court, 3rd floor. 3rd floor lobby. But we did totally find that knife, didn't we, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, of course we did. Huh? What's the matter, detective? It's the metal detector, sir. It's, reacting to the alligator. What? How? The metal detector was reacting to something inside her after all. Your Honor, I'd like to remind you of this piece of evidence. The chisel? Didn't we just figure out that isn't the murder weapon? You might recall that Mr. Canis held this chisel in this dog's mouth. Would you believe that the real murder weapon was hidden in much the same way? That's right! The murder weapon is hidden inside the alligator in that pond over there. So did somebody steal it or what? Mr. Edgeworth! Miss Berry, Mr. Sade, are you here to watch a trial? Yeah, we heard it was going to be a real fun show. Do you know where we need to go? It's the trial for the case I was nearly convicted for. It should be starting any minute now. We were late because of practice, but it's somewhere around here, right? Simeon, there's kind of a problem. They lost some evidence, the knife and the chisel, so they called a recess and kicked us all out of the courtroom. What? But no, they can't! They're not going to arrest you again, are they? Don't say that! No! Gee, I forgot how easy it was to upset you. Huh? How dare he embarrass me like that? Speaking of easy to upset. Francina, Franderella, chill, okay? Just chill. Come on, put the whip away. That's it. That idiot of a so-called prosecutor. I'll find him and I'll make him eat whip for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Mouser, you gotta calm her down. Kid's gone cuckoo. I guess I better at least try. Oh, it's you. Good morning, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor. Franziska. You shouldn't be here, you know. You're not in the right line of work anymore. You should be at home planning whatever it is you need to do with the rest of your life. What are you going to do, Franziska? You only have 15 minutes. Don't you think I know that? And wipe that infuriatingly reasonable look off your face. You're like a news anchor calmly reading the news or something. And it's utterly exasperating. It's probably better that I don't rise to that. I never imagined you would be the one prosecuting this case, Franziska. Nor did I, but what a case. The murder of a presidential bodyguard. And by the warden of a prison, no less. The murder weapon was properly entered into evidence and everything. And yet, when you went to present the knife to the court, it wasn't there. That imbecile! Not only did he abandon his case, but made me look like a total fool. The next time I see the little coward, I'll whip him into shape if it's the last thing I do. You go ahead and do that, but quit taking it out on the people around him. K-Meister! So you got the old memory back, huh? Sure did. I'm me again. You had me worried 6 ways till Sunday. Not that other K was a blast, too. Anyway, welcome back, kiddo. Bring it in! No. We need to be thinking about this trial right now, okay? Yeah, guess things did go pretty pear-shaped in there, huh? We need to dig up this missing evidence, lickety-split. But we can't count on them putting the trial on hold much longer. Yeah, it's a stumper, all right. If only some kind soul would offer to go find it for us. That's an expectant look if ever I saw one. Can't help but notice you still haven't asked for your prosecutor's badge back, Bucko. I decided to come walk the path of righteousness with me and your old man, huh? The committee has my badge, that much is true, but I haven't given it up just yet. I'm still not ready to walk in my father's footsteps. No? Well, it's not like there's a deadline. So do you for as long as you need. The old family office will be waiting to welcome you with open arms when you're done. Thank you, Fender. Yeah, if only somebody would go sniff out that evidence for us. You mean me, huh? Fine, we'll do it. Way to go, Mauzio! You sure? I'll do what I can, but that might not be much in 15 minutes. Fran and me will buy you as much time as we can, okay? She won't be banging that hammer of hers until you've made it back with the goods, I promise. Thank you. I'll be counting on you, Fender. And you, Franziska, how does that sound? What makes you think I'd accept your help? How about some advice instead, that you seriously consider a new career as a news anchor? Come on, Fran! Clock's a ticket talking here. Time to step up to the plate. All right. Fine. We will stall the trial for as long as we can. But you better get your ex-prosecutor behind in gear. You know, I quite like having you run errands for me. Maybe that could be your new career instead. I'm glad you're on board. I can help too. I don't want to be arrested again. Ooh, this sounds fun. Can I play? Alright, that would be very helpful of you both. Very well, where shall we begin? I think we need to go speak to a certain somebody, don't you? Who will we need to speak to in order to find out where the evidence went? That would be winner, right?
Take that!
That's right, the supposed custodian of the evidence in question, Eustace Winner. Oh, the new prosecutor guy? Okay, we're on it. Thank you, Mr. Saint. Alrighty then, think we better huddle and talk tactics, huh, friend? Just the two of us. Ow! Don't keep me waiting, Miles Edgeworth. I'll try not to. We'll be back as soon as we can. Oh, Franny Pooh, wait up now! Alright, we need to find Mr. Winner, and fast. Whoa! Judge Cavell. Ah, Mr. Edgeworth, a pleasure as always. A pleasure? How was it a pleasure? And what was all that about just now? Kay, stop it. But Judge Cavell knows that horrible woman is the killer. Why the heck was she? She has to be impartial. She's a judge. Evidence is the only language that the goddess of justice understands. My own personal thoughts and feelings do not come into it. Is this all Judge Verity Cavell is? You may believe my way of thinking to be heartless, but it is my way. To be this hard and unforgiving? Do you know Stray Kids? Stray Kids? Can't say that rings a bell. But you have to be, quite patient with me. I'm barely awake. I am barely awake as is. There's something I'd like to ask you if you don't mind. Please, go ahead. It's a K-pop group. I don't really... Oh, it's a K-pop group. Huh. That's cool. What were you doing on the roof of the big building 2 nights ago? The roof? You met the president up there, didn't you? We've seen security footage of the 2 of you. And is there something wrong with that? Only that his body was discovered this morning. Can you check it out? Right next to the very same building. What? I think you understand what I'm getting at. You're considered a suspect. What happened between the 2 of you? Nothing. We simply talked for a few minutes. And when we were done, I left. I took the elevator back downstairs alone. That much we know to be true. As I said, we've seen the footage. And what business did you have with the leader of a foreign power? I'm not at liberty to say. I see. Well, I'm not at liberty to leave until I have my answers. In which case, there's only one thing for it. She's hiding something, and I have to get it out of her. Time for some mind chess. Ugh, I'm so tired. Can you check out the group Stray Kids? I can, but not on stream. I'm not going to be doing that to get my channel copyright claimed. Judge Cavell met with the president of Zhengfa the night before last. Yes, I admit it. We met on the roof of the big building. But it was simply to discuss professional matters. Matters that I'm not obliged to discuss with you. I'm clearly going to have to work hard to get past her professional defenses. If she puts up too impenetrable facade, I'll probably be better off biding my time. Last time someone did that, they didn't get copyrighted. Yeah, I don't believe that. If they're a K-pop group, that means every single music they have is copywritten. So I'm not doing that. I should start by asking what she met the president to talk about. What did you talk to the president about? Perhaps you could begin by telling us what you met with President Wong to discuss. As I told you, professional matters which I do not intend to share with you. What about pics of them? No thanks. I'm so glad you understand. I must say, you're a very busy woman. A judge, a committee member, an occasional aide to us in the field, even. Thank you. I take my professional duties very seriously. And do those duties include meeting with foreign dignitaries? Yes, of course. From time to time. The law is my life. Nothing I do falls outside of the scope of my duties. You helped us this morning. Thank you for the subscription. I do appreciate it. You returned Kay's promise notebook to us just this morning. Surely you can't claim that fell within the scope of your duties. I am not yet a perfect servant of the law. That much is true. No, you are a human being, and that was an act of simple human kindness. You have feelings, Judge Gravel, and you are allowed to have them. About the President's death, too. I can still hardly believe it. If I might ask, how did he die? He was crushed to death by the head of a monster known as Torosaurus. Forgive me, I should probably explain. Is that true? He died on the set of the movie? He did. Interesting that you should even know what Torosaurus is. Oh, I imagine I must have heard about it from Eustace. Something about them shooting a movie, somewhere near the big building. She isn't fooling anybody? She's clearly very upset about something. She mentioned Mr. Winter, who seems to have disappeared, along with some vital evidence. Perhaps if she won't tell us what she discussed with the President, we should try to find out what else she might be hiding. I'm clearly getting under her skin. I need to dig further. Where's Mr. Winter? Franziska stepped in to take Mr. Winter's place in the trial. But how was she supposed to prosecute the case if he never handed over all the evidence? My interest is solely in ensuring that a trial proceeds fairly once it has begun. And if, once it has, vital evidence cannot be presented, it should surprise no one if the accused goes free. I am a judge, a servant of the law. My personal thoughts and feelings do not come into it. Why are you doing a live while being tired? Because it's my job. Even if I'm tired, I have to make content. And content, that's just the short and long of it. Will edits get you copyrighted as well? Probably yes. So you have no personal feelings when it comes to Mr. Winter's disappearance. Of course I do. I worried about him terribly, too. You're worried about somebody else as well? Wait, too? Does that mean there's somebody else you're worried about as well? I imagine their identity might explain your strangely agitated state. I don't know what you're talking about. I am a servant of the law, and my feelings are immaterial. You're no servant, you're a person. We are all servants of the law. All of us who stand in the courtroom. But we're not superhuman. You, me, everybody else, we're just people underneath it all. Much as we'd like to bury our feelings and remain impartial, that simply isn't possible. Ah! You are right, of course. I am in no fit state to offer impartial judgment. Please, Judge Gravel, just tell us the truth. What's going on? What do I do? What do I do? I've never seen her lose her composure like this. I should ask her who this person is she's so worried about. Her professional mask is finally beginning to slip. Perhaps now I can get to the human being underneath. Are you worried about Mr. Winter? The person you're so worried about, is it Mr. Winter? He has not been seen since he discovered the truth about his father. Of course I am worried about him, but this could also be a valuable test for him. He chose to disappear, and he could choose to reappear. And the other person you're worried about can't? That's not something I am at liberty to talk about. I don't know what might happen to that poor child if I did. That poor child? Who do you mean? That poor child? Who are you talking about? Nobody! Please, it was nothing. Ignore it. Judging by the look on her face, I definitely shouldn't. I think that might prove to be a valuable clue. Are you worried about Torosaurus? This person you're so worried about, is it Torosaurus? I really don't have time for jokes, Mr. Edgeworth. It's not a joke. When I told you how the president was killed, you seemed surprised when I mentioned that he was crushed by Torosaurus. But that was simply shock at learning how he died, and where. A half-built film set on an empty lot. Is there something wrong with where he died? It sounds as if something about where he died is particularly troubling to you. Maybe you should try different content like K-pop edits. That will get you loyal subs as well. No, that's not true at all. It's just... film sets are places where dreams are made, and instead a great man met his end there. I only hope that the utmost care is taken when the news is shared with the cast and crew. A crew member found him. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid the cast and crew already know. We met two of them at the scene, a crew member and a young actor, Sean Fenn. No! No! Why? Why did this have to happen? Something about the Torosaurus connection really seems to be upsetting her. I think that might prove to be a valuable clue. Who are you worried about? Judge Gavel, who are you so worried about, and where are they? My apologies, but I simply cannot tell you that. Time to deploy my clue. That poor child is missing, aren't they? Well, this poor child is missing, and you're desperate to find them? Ah! And since you say child, I suppose we're right in assuming that this person is a minor? How old am I? 32. I can't answer, and I won't. It has no bearing whatsoever on the murder of the president. Time to deploy my clue. It's someone from the movie, isn't it? You seem to get very sensitive every time I mention Torosaurus. The poor child you mention has something to do with the movie, don't they? Ah! How? How did you... You're usually so cool and collected. Your discomfort told me everything I needed to know. Who is this poor child? You have to tell us. Very well. You figured out so much already. I might as well tell you the truth. The person I'm so worried about, the person I am so desperate to find, is Sean Fenn. Sean? But why? That is more than I can allow you to know. Judge Gavel, you said you would tell us the truth! If you don't give it up voluntarily, we will have to force it from you. I'm afraid you're just going to have to accept that. I need to get her to tell me why she's so desperate to find Sean. Are you a fan? A fan of Sean's, perhaps? Am I? Yes, I am. I am an ardent admirer of the work of Sean Fenn, child actor extraordinaire. You're his mother, aren't you? Oh my god, that's her son, isn't it? I heard that he was filming near the big building, so I made it my business to learn where the set was and some other important details. I see, I suppose that makes sense. As a fan, you'd want to know such things. I imagine you would also have tried to learn when he was supposed to be on set. Yes, of course. He said he would be filming there all day today. Did you hear that from Sean? Himself? You make it sound like you heard that from Sean himself. I don't think he'd be sharing his schedule with a mere fan, do you? No, I misspoke. Ignore me. Every slip of the tongue she makes seems to be to do with Sean. Now we know she's spoken with him. That's an important clue. Do you know him? Hi, Benom. Do you know Sean personally? He is famous. I doubt there are many people who do not know him. I certainly didn't until today. And you clearly need to be better informed. Perhaps I could teach you a few things. There is almost nothing I don't know about him. Forgive me. I allowed myself to get a little carried away. That seems to happen quite a bit when the subject of Sean comes up. But look, I do not know him personally. I simply know a lot about him. Time to deploy my clue. You must have spoken to him. I can understand you're being worried about Sean, but you seem a little too worried. And you implied before that you had spoken to him, which must surely mean that you know him personally. How did I give away so much? So the two of you are acquainted. This is surely an important clue. Do you know where he is? We're trying to find Sean too. Do you have any idea where he might be? Why would I have any idea about that? The two of us aren't connected in any way at all. Time to deploy my clue. The two of you are very much connected. I don't know what exactly the connection is between you and Sean, but I know for certain that it exists. You've as good as told us that it does. Please, Judge Cavell, you have to help us try and find him. Help you? That would never be allowed. By whom? The goddess of justice? By the one person who knows where he is. The person who kidnapped him? At last, the puzzle pieces are finally starting to fall into place. I know why you're so reluctant to tell us anything about your relationship with Sean. Admit it. He's been kidnapped, hasn't he? Judge Cavell, I need you to tell me the truth. All of it. Very well. This time, I will tell you everything. Your intuition was correct. Sean has been kidnapped. I knew it! But why does that have anything to do with you? Sean is... He's my son. What?! Well, we may not have found out what she and President Wong were talking about, but we found out something just as important. Sean has been abducted! Not exactly the endgame I was expecting, but that's checkmate nonetheless. What? You're Sean's mom, Judge Cavell? No way, come on, you're too young! It's true, I am Sean's mother. Look. A magazine clipping. An article about Sean. You always carry this with you? Yes, everywhere I go. I guess you could call it a kind of, talisman. It certainly speaks to the bond between them. And you're sure he's been kidnapped? Unfortunately, yes. I received a phone call from the kidnapper just before the trial began. Did they make any demands? Only one. That Fifi Laguard be found not guilty. Well, that certainly explains what we saw in there. And without any, you can't charge me with anything. Isn't that right, Verity, darling? It is. Without the items in question, the prosecution's case against the defendant cannot proceed. As such, this court hereby declares the accused, Fifi Laguard, not guilty. That's why you came so close to declaring her innocent. Yeah, I know, Benom. But unfortunately, even with all the out-of-pocket shit that the two of you are talking about, I'm way too tired to even register it right now. I'm just trying to make a nice, short, and sweet video, and then I'm going straight back to bed. I have failed in my duty to the law. I am a judge. If I cannot arbitrate with impartiality, I make a mockery of justice. And yet, I tried to force through a ruling based on nothing but my own self-interest. Judge Gavel. The goddess must be furious with me. But I just couldn't do it. I couldn't sacrifice my son on the altar of justice. I couldn't remain impartial when it mattered most. Of course you couldn't. Are you crazy? Kay, no parent could just give up on their child like that. If that makes the goddess of justice mad, then I'm sorry, but she's wrong. If she really thinks that way, then she's the guilty one. Isn't that right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, declaring the goddess guilty? That's old. Kay is right. As I told you, though we all serve the law, we are also only human. And none of us could, or should, be expected to sacrifice a child for the sake of a verdict. Thank you, both of you. But the trial must continue. There is no escaping that. Your Honor! There you are! It seems it is time. Judge Gavel! My dad was a prosecutor. He was? Yeah, he used to work in a courtroom just like you do. And I was thinking about what he would have done if he was in your position right now. If a prosecutor were forced to insist that a clearly innocent suspect be found guilty, I know what he would have done. Anything, that's what. He would have done anything to get me back. He would? So what I'm trying to say is, you could trust. You could trust us. What do you mean? To get him back, to snatch him from the jaws of danger. I'm the second Yatagarasu, and if you agree to trust me, I promise I'll get him back for you. The thief who steals only the truth, or perhaps one or two other things. Well, Judge Gavel, what do you say? Do you trust the great thief to steal back that which matters most to you? Mr. Edgeworth, I'd like to help too, if that's alright with you. Thank you. I know I'm in no position to ask this of you, but please, please, see that he comes home safely. Oh, we will. Don't worry, you can count on us. Here, take my cell phone. The kidnapper may call again. You'll get it back, along with your son, I promise. I'll do everything I can to draw up the trial, but I don't imagine I can give you more than about 2 hours at best. 2 hours. That gives us until 2 p.m. Please, I'm counting on you. Here I thought the great thief was on sabbatical. Well, hold on to your hat because she's back in business. Alright, let's do this. My first commission. I can't afford to mess it up. In that case, we better start looking right away. Where to begin? Ah! Where the heck did he go? Maybe he just went home. You're right. They won't be doing any filming today after all. Sure. Or maybe he went on the lam. Perhaps we should see if Sean left any clues behind this big building. Hey, what are you doing giving orders? This is a great thief operation. I'm in charge now. Is that so? Then what am I? You're my assistant. First assistant to the great thief Yatagarasu. Talk about an honor. I have been relegated to thief's assistant. Alright, let's go to work. Team Yatagarasu, move out. April 6, 12:10 p.m., Big Building Plaza. Feel free to simp over him. Alright, here we are. Ready on 3. Just follow my lead. You'll be fine, okay? What exactly are you talking about? Even in the depths of night? Nope, he's not gonna do it. Hey, your turn. Keep up, will you? Why are you making me do this? Because the great thief Yatagarasu just arrived at the scene of the crime, dummy. How's anybody supposed to know that if we don't announce our appearance? You may be a thief, but I most certainly am not. Ah, fine, I'll do it on my own. Even in the depths of night, when no other bird dares to take flight, one alone soars to shine the light of righteousness in the world's blight. And that one is me, for I am the great thief Yatagarasu. I am very much aware of who you are, thank you. Now, shall we get on with this investigation? You're no fun at all. We don't have time for fun. We have less than 2 hours, in fact. We better get started. Alright, well, we have the photo. Let's show it to a few people, see if it jogs any memories. Okay. Unfortunately, that is going to be it for today's stream. That is all the energy I can muster right now. Oh my goodness, I am so tired. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Tomorrow we'll come back with more Ace Attorney. Hopefully bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and fully rested. Goodbye, everyone.